For all thing there is a season, and a time for ilka matter aneath the heavens, a time for birthing, and a time for deeing, a time for planting, and a time for howking what is planted, a time for slaughtering, and a time for mending, a time for cawing down, and a time for bigging up, a time for greeting, and a time for laughing, a time for mourning, and a time for dancing, a time for casting stains, and a time for gathering stains, a time for embracing, and a time no to embrace, a time for seeking, and a time for lossing, a time for keeping, and a time for chucking out, a time for reaving, and a time for sewing up, a time for hodding your wisht, and a time for talking, a time for loving, and a time for hating, a time for war, and a time for peace. What is the lave for the ane that does things for a' his trochel? I've seen the hondlings that God has given to humankind to fash themselves away. All he has wrought is braw in its time, forby he had something unco and aye biding in their hearts, but is sick away at nane can you lose the danes of God frae start to finish. Say, I understood that there is naething better for them but blithely to dae the good while they are leaving, and forby for ilk ane wha eats and drinks and sees good things frae all his wrestlings. Thon is God's gift. I understand that all God does will be for aye. There's naething to be added to it, and frae it naething can be ta'en away. And God has done this, sae they fear him. Whatever is, already was, and whatever will be, has already been. And God seeks out what has been chased awa. Moreover, I saw aneath the sun that in the stead of justice there was wickedness, and in the stead of righteousness there too was wickedness. I said to myself, God will be the judge of what is righteous or wicked, for there is a time for ilka matter, and a time for all the danes there. And I said to myself, and then humankind, God test them to show them that they are beasts. Aye, thon is what they are. For the weird of humankind and the weird of a beast is aye weird. The death o' ane is sib to the death o' the other. The breath o' life is ane for a'. The advantage of man or beast, there is nane. For all thing is but a sough. All gang to the ae place, all come frae stour, and tae stour they all win back. Wha kens gif a man's breath o' life gangs up a kye, or gif a beast's breath of life gaes doon sinking into the yard. And I saw that naething is better for a man nor to be blithe among his store, for thon is his dale. For wha will learn him to see what will be in the hereafter?